Put your headphones on and let's get into it. What's going on, everybody? My name is Tomas, and this is the Apogee Duet for iPad, iPhone, and Mac. Apogee was kind enough to send me this unit, so before we get started, I'd like to formally thank them. Thank you, Apogee. Taking a tour around the box, you'll notice this has some very distinct similarities to the Duet 2. It essentially has the same internals as the Duet 2, but it has some tricks up its sleeve that definitely set it apart. There's a very Apple-esque feeling about Apogee's Duet for iPad, iPhone, and Mac that give you a feeling that you've definitely purchased a premium device. They welcome you right off the bat with some documentation, which is different from what you would expect. It's a pleasant read and will familiarize you with your device very quickly. They took the term Quick Start Guide to heart and developed towards it. Whoever their technical writer is, they better keep them on staff because this is how you should create solid product documentation, in my opinion. Setting the interface aside for a moment and getting into the box, you'll see there have been some significant additions to what is included in the packaging. First real difference you'll notice is a lightning cable that allows you to connect to your compatible iOS devices. Moving right along, you'll also notice that Apogee has provided you with a 30-pin connection cable as well. I think this was a very smart move considering a ton of people still have iOS devices that have 30-pin connections. Another very significant difference I noticed was the breakout cable was missing 2 1/4-inch instrument inputs that were originally included with the Firewire Duet. I don't know why they made this decision. Maybe people weren't using those, but I kind of miss them, even though I never use them. In total, the breakout cable that comes with the Apogee Duet gives you a left and right 1/4-inch stereo out, as well as 2 XLR inputs, which are definitely a sufficient amount of inputs and outputs. Breaking into the foam box that houses the interface, we're finally greeted with its fantastic construction and beautiful design. This thing has a glass top panel that contains 2 touch buttons that can control assignments to whatever the user prefers. So you go into the interface and you can select what these 2 buttons do. I currently have mine set to clear all meters and mute all, which is the default, I think. The click wheel has a substantiality to it without the corresponding noise that you would expect. It's quiet but still has a clickiness to it that is kind of unexplainable. You just have to see so for yourself. The bottom is one solid non-slip pad that will hold the interface in place indefinitely, or at least until you pick it up, especially on glass tabletops. All around, you can take a quick look at the interface and the provided input and output and see what you're given before we get into the software side of things, aka Apogee's Maestro 2. The UI of Maestro is very easy to navigate and utilize on the fly. Even if you don't know anything about audio, you can definitely trudge your way around to get everything working. This is probably a good spot to where I should mention Apogee has published substantial software documentation on their website. So if you're having trouble, you'll definitely find answers there. Maestro has been built with the user in mind, and there is continuity across all devices, whether you're using a Mac, iPhone, or iPad. It's fundamentally the same across all 3, and as soon as you grasp one, you'll have the others mastered as well. With me, I'm going seamlessly across the iPad, the iPhone, and within the Mac interfaces. I'm managing all controls for the Apogee Duet seamlessly. So whatever device I'm on, I'm comfortable using Maestro. Now, let's get into some sample recordings, since that's what you're all probably here for anyway. This is a test of the audio that you can expect when you're recording directly to the onboard microphone of the iPad 2. I wanted to give you some variation in what it is that you're probably familiar with in microphone quality or audio quality on the iPad itself. Let's connect the Apogee Duet and see how it is and what it is it does to make your audio sound better. And this is the audio going through a condenser microphone, which is running through an XLR cable connected to the Apogee Duet for iPad, iPhone, and Mac. you can definitely hear a difference in the audio quality that is being produced here. You can definitely capture some crisp audio onto your iPad, which is an awesome option if you're considering going mobile with your recording studio. This is a test of the onboard microphone of the iPhone 6. With that, we're going to compare it to running the audio through the interface directly into the iPhone. With that, you can utilize the iPhone to capture some pretty solid audio without having to sync it up in post. Here you can see that the Duet is capturing audio directly into the iPhone while I'm recording. So this gives you the option to utilize your equipment to its fullest potential. So without any post-production, you can capture some pretty solid audio through the Apogee Duet while you're recording with a pretty solid camera or a smartphone camera. Here you can see I'm capturing at 60 frames per second with some really crisp audio being run through the Apogee Duet. Here I'm utilizing a condenser microphone to record directly in through the Apogee Duet to the iPhone utilizing GarageBand for iOS. This is a viable option for recording on the go. The only thing you'll need to consider is having availability to an external power source, because this again does not power, well actually the iPhone does not power the Apogee Duet for iPhone, iPad, and Mac. I wanted to provide you guys an example of the sound that you can expect utilizing a condenser microphone with this interface and your Mac. It sounds fantastic. I absolutely love the quality that's coming through there. One thing that they've done right from the beginning, this is the Firewire version of the Duet. I think it's their first iteration of it, is sound. Sound was the key element into producing a great interface. From there, they just have grown and trying to improve usability of this. That being said, everything that they've implemented into the Duet for iPad, iPhone, and Mac is usability, because they're allowing you to go mobile with your recording studio. I know it may not be as robust as actually connecting into something, but it gives you the option to do so. The only caveat to that is that you have to have external power. The good thing is, though, is that it charges your iOS device while it's plugged in, so you don't have to worry about running a battery or whatnot. The only negative thing I can think of with this Apogee Duet is it's not available on PC or Android. If they were to open that up to everyone, I think this thing would take off flying. They've got something here with being able to go mobile. I really enjoy it. It was fun to play with, and it actually opens up the creative doors for everyone. The other thing I couldn't figure out was how to run this interface through a Google Hangout. It kept spiking my microphone to where my receivers, the other people on the other end, would have blown out audio from me. That may be a concern to you, and if not, I mean, you can always record into Audition and whatnot. This runs seamlessly. It's actually really crisp and clean. I absolutely love the quality of this. The improvements to be made for iOS are not in Apogee's hands, because they've provided the tools to be able to record into certain things. GarageBand, for example, takes advantage of it. You're able to record some pretty awesome audio and mix it and make a pretty dang cool song just on your iOS device. It opens the doors for creativity while you're sitting on your iOS device. With that, I think app developers or somebody that makes a pretty sweet interface like Avid or Pro Tools, if they were to jump into this space, it could be a very viable option for professionals to utilize these tools in the studio. Let me know what you think. This is all coming from a YouTuber that primarily uses the interface for voiceover. I don't have instruments. I'm not a musician by any means. I'm actually far from it. That's something that's way out of my realm and I don't feel comfortable doing. It's something I may get into, who knows. But with these types of interfaces, I have the option to do so. With that, I'm going to go ahead and close this out. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Any comments or questions, please feel free to leave a comment down below. And before I get and hit my outro, I want to say thank you to Apogee for sending this out for review and allowing me to play around and tinker with this thing. It's fantastic. It's definitely an upgrade from the Firewire. Not so much as the sound, because the quality is there. It's always been there. But the thing is that they've opened the doors to being more usable, in the studio area with the touch screen and all that type of stuff. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and hit my outro. Thank you for watching. Well, that about does it for me in this one, everybody. If you like this video, feel free to give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, leave me a thumbs down. With that, leave a comment down below letting me know what it is I can do to improve. That feedback is valuable to me. It helps me grow and mature in the YouTube forum, in the YouTube space. Feel free to check out some of my other videos if you want. In addition to that, check out my channel. If you like my channel and you like my content, feel free to subscribe. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. You all take care.